Hello, I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Marshall Zellinger. Welcome to Politics Unplugged. We're just more than 5 weeks from the election and right in the middle of presidential debate season.
Yes, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump going head-to-head for the first time this past week in a debate at Hofstra University. And there were a lot of heated exchanges between the candidates and more than one personal attack.
I have much better judgment than she does. There's no question about that. I also have a much better temperament than she has. You know, I think my strongest asset, maybe by far, is my temperament. I have a winning temperament. I know how to win.
I think Donald just criticized me for preparing for this debate. And yes, I did. And you know what else I prepared for? I prepared to be president. And I think that's a good thing.
I think I saw temperament was one of the most top Googled searches
Exactly.
after that. Joining us today to talk about the debate and looking ahead and how the candidates may be preparing for the next debate, Republican strategist Laura Carno, Democratic strategist, I said the word correctly, Craig Hughes. Thanks for joining us, both of you.
That's a good start. We're glad to have you both here. All right, let's start with where did the candidates score big Monday night? Laura?
I think they delivered red meat to their own crowds. I don't know that a lot of people were moved. I think there was a lot of disappointment out there that there wasn't a lot of substance covered, that there, as you said, there was a lot of heated moments, but not a lot of them focused on substance, and I think that was lacking. But I think if you went in a Hillary supporter, you went out a Hillary supporter, and the same with Donald Trump.
Red meat, seasoned red meat.
I think for suburban women, what they saw was a bully trying to dominate the stage, and I thought they saw Hillary responding in a calm, cool, collected manner, and I thought she accomplished some amazing things, which is she's had a likability challenge, we have to be honest, this whole election, and she managed to rebut and refute Trump's charges while all maintaining her cool and not devolving to his level. We saw in the Republican primaries, Rubio and Cruz kind of fall into this trap in the debates and make them absolute mudfests. And I thought Hillary was able to keep it up, respond to the charges, keep her cool, and come across as somebody who is not only smart and well prepared, but she's likable. And that's important in, as Laura said, firing up the base, getting the Democrats excited about this election, which is a lot of what we have to do in the final 5 weeks here.
So the next debate is the next presidential debate, 1 week from tonight, again on a Sunday night. What would you be preparing your candidate for? From what you saw from the first debate, what do you want to see differently or done better the second debate?
From the Hillary side, she did amazingly well. You have to be prepared for whatever Trump throws out, and that is the hardest thing to prepare for, is the unknown. Trump had a pretty disastrous debate performance by all accounts. So now he has to try and rebound. And how do you do that? Usually you go aggressive. And so he's been throwing out rumors and charges and doing tweets at 3 o'clock in the morning talking about paranoid conspiracy theories. So does he bring that to the debate? Or does he try to unwind and move back and present a more policy-oriented Trump? Hillary has to prepare for every possible contingency.
Laura, as you answered, was it disastrous for Trump?
I don't think it was as disastrous as you think it was, because he was playing to a base that likes him being not a normal politician, likes him speaking off the cuff. I think if I were advising Trump on this next debate, I would say focus on the issues. And I think central to what was missed last time was unaffiliated voters, undecided voters. They don't believe Hillary. She's got a big, honest and trustworthy gap with them. They don't believe that Benghazi was about a video. They don't believe that the email scandal was a mistake. They don't believe that she was dead broke when she left the White House. There are issues of substance, and I would suggest that to Donald Trump that he address those and stay out of the fray of some of the non-substantive comments.
You know, one of the exchanges that has continued to make news this week was the exchange between the candidates about Trump's treatment of women. Let's listen.
And one of the worst things he said was about a woman in a beauty contest. He called this woman Miss Piggy. Then he called her Miss Housekeeping because she was Latina. Donald, she has a name.
Where did you find
her
this?
name
Where
is
did you find
Alicia
this?
Machado.
Where did you find
and
it?
she has become a U.S. citizen, and you can bet
really?
she's going to vote this November.
Okay, good.
So if that's the fray you were talking about.
Sure.
But does he get some traction from that? Because he does continue to bring up the issue, even beyond Hillary Clinton bringing the issue up.
Right, and as Craig said, women decide elections. And in Colorado, when you're looking at a statewide election, looking at electoral votes, it's suburban women in Jeffco or Arapahoe counties. Yeah, that ticks them off. What I would suggest is that we stop talking on all sides about that. This is what we've heard over the last number of days. Extramarital affairs, who called whom a bimbo. They've both called women bimbos. All this stuff, I don't think people care about all of this extraneous stuff. How is each of these individuals going to run the country? There are big, serious issues like national security and the economy. This stuff is a distraction, and I would hope that we would stay away from it.
Will that conversation change? Yeah.
I think this goes to the core of Donald Trump, and he talked about temperament, and that was one of the most searched items afterwards, that he had the temperament. The Alicia Machado thing shows definitively he does not have the temperament. Not only does he fat shame this poor woman and attack her, he is sending out tweets at 3 o'clock in the morning trying to dredge up untrue rumors of her past. He will not let go of it. And it shows a temperament that's unfit for the White House. The Republican nominee for president is sending out tweets at 3 o'clock in the morning attacking this woman who he has previously called Miss Piggy, who he forced to do public weigh-ins to lose weight. And this guy weighs 271 pounds. He's 5 pounds away from obese himself. I like Senator Claire McCaskill's idea that maybe Donald Trump should do public weigh-ins every day until he's down to a healthy weight. That exchange shows his temperament is not fit for the White House. The follow-up, where he's doubled down, tripled down on this, puts him in an incredibly difficult position and makes it very hard to move out of it because he has not moved on at all.
To what we've seen this entire cycle, though, I don't know that he would care to move out of it, and what we were talking about, that the supporters, that's what they expect from him, perhaps. Laura, you were talking about things that we don't necessarily care about, and it seems that the candidates don't care about these two issues. For Donald Trump, it's his tax returns. For Hillary Clinton, it's email problems. This is what they said at the first debate.
I will release my tax returns against my lawyer's wishes when she releases her 33,000 emails that have been deleted. As soon as she releases them, I will release my tax returns.
Donald Trump's made so many promises of I'll do this if you do that. I don't buy into that if this were to happen, that we would see both things. Anyways, when it comes to the tax returns, why, as a voter, I seem to think, there's probably enough voters out there that think it's a big deal. Donald Trump doesn't necessarily think that because it's not going to tell us enough, he says. Is it a big deal?
I think transparency is always a big deal, and I think on both sides, I'd like to see the tax returns, I'd like to see the emails. These are things that are customary in presidential elections, and I mean, this is the first time we've had a candidate under this sort of FBI scrutiny. FBI let her off very, very easily. I think most people would agree that there's probably something more there. She should release them, absolutely.
The FBI scrutiny was there, but there was a news conference that said no charges filed, not intentional, probably not right necessarily, yet we're still talking about emails.
Look, I think in the debate she owned it. She said it was a mistake. I own it. I take responsibility. So let's move on. Let's talk about things that matter. Donald Trump's taxes go to, again, what's in there that he's afraid of? Is he lying about his wealth? Is he lying about donations he's made to charity? Is he lying about his investments or assets that he has in foreign countries? This is a guy who has an unbelievable man crush on Vladimir Putin, a demagogic foreign leader who is engaging in cyber warfare for the U.S., and yet Trump speaks of him in glowing terms. But what business deals do they have together? What do we need to know in the taxes? This is a very important thing for the voters to know as they make their decisions.
All right, we have 30 seconds for each of you. What's the final takeaway that we should look for in this next town hall style debate? I'll let you have the first word.
I think it'll be hard for Trump to change what's been done, so I think a smart thing to do is move on. Town halls are more about engaging with voters, having real conversations, move on to the issues, and try and regain the issue, try and get an issue that he can really get into and have advantages on. I think, unfortunately, he will probably attack. He will probably make more unfounded charges, and I think he'll find himself in a very difficult position.
And I'd like Trump and the moderators to focus on the things that are creating that honest and trustworthy gap for Hillary Clinton, Benghazi, emails, and those kind of things. Get to the meat of the issues and not a reality show.
What are the odds that's going to happen? Laura Carno, Craig Hughes, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll be right back.